In his own recording,
before the second show,
Casey Kenny captures a serenade years ago to his baby boy.
The way they loved their dad and the way he loved them, they're probably not going to remember.
But on September 19th, the music for this Columbus husband and father of two stopped.
Why did you feel the need to reach out?
sorry.
Casey died weeks ago due to suicide. But his wife, Megan, and her sister, Madison, tell me it was something else that killed him.
I feel like the drug is so powerful that, he wasn't himself. He couldn't think straight. He didn't know what was going on.
They tell me it was Casey's addiction to synthetic kratom, a supplement known as 7-hydroxy or 7-O, that caused him to take his own life. The coroner noted the substance in Casey's system and recent kratom use in the autopsy report.
We are just shocked how this drug has impacted our family. We heard about it at 6 o'clock in the morning, and by 6 o'clock that evening, our loved one was gone.
3 weeks before Casey's death, Governor Mike DeWine called for a kratom ban in Ohio, but then suspended a vote with the pharmacy board that could have made all forms of kratom illegal. The governor said he had been contacted by U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who advised DeWine to suspend the vote. The following month,
He was like, I'm just trying to stop taking these pills. And I was like, what pills?
Megan found 7-O in her home.
That's when Casey said, hey, I got duped by these pills from the gas station. I thought they were energy. They're called 7-OH.
Bank statements the family provided me show 70 purchases made at a small-town gas station for $100 and $200 a pop in the 2 months before Casey's death. Megan believes these were Casey's 7-O purchases. 7-O is not regulated in the state of Ohio.
He wasn't out seeking to get, hardcore narcotics. He just wanted something to give him energy, give him a mood booster.
The FDA is recommending a federal ban on synthetic kratom products, saying it latches onto a user's opioid receptors and causes addiction. They warn withdrawal symptoms are opioid-like and severe.
It was terrible. The things I was reading were horrible.
Megan tells me Casey battled a previous addiction years ago, was on antidepressants, and tried to quit the last week he was alive.
He was just shaking, had a blanket on him, and I was just like, what's wrong?
So he was going through severe withdrawals.
Yes.
Casey told Megan he was dosing with multiple pills or 100 to 200 milligrams at a time. She called to get Casey into rehab that day. And while preparing his things,
If anyone could have stopped him, it would have been us in that moment. And it didn't. We didn't.
Megan tells me Casey locked himself in their bathroom and shot himself.
Carly, you're keeping me fat. I don't want to be fat anymore.
Casey was literally just your average, hardworking husband, brother, son, friend.
I think he's trying to figure out where it goes.
After his death, Casey's family tells me they contacted the governor's office. Last week, I asked the governor about the lack of action from the state.
What message do you have for families saying that they are still losing their loved ones to kratom?
We are going to take action in that. We want to make sure that the action that we take is correct and can be sustainable in a court of law.
But Casey's family says they're proof that this delay is causing deaths.
As if it can get banned, it won't bring Casey back. But we did something in his honor to help other people.
They're hoping to save lives by telling Casey's story and leave that legacy to his 2 kids.
I just want him to be proud of us, my kids be proud of us, that we tried to stand up for him and do what was right.
historic and small. But those living in the city of Bellefontaine say they're becoming a target. It's causing a new gathering spot to emerge.
All right.
Called Bellefontaine Municipal Court. You need to leave here now to go to another doctor's appointment.
Yeah, so I got to go get another MRI today.
We met Zach Ford, who has become one of nearly 3,000 patients sued by independent and not-for-profit Mary Rutan Hospital. How stressful is this, Zach?
It's actually really, really stressful.
Zach tells me he's battling a thyroid condition and now a pituitary gland tumor in his brain. His unpaid balance is for an ER visit dating back to 2019.
I was billed at the time, but I was moving around so much that I couldn't keep track of where my mail was being sent.
Zach tells me he is insured, and so does this sued Mary Rutan patient, who we will not name.
I came here today because I don't want my wages garnished because I can barely afford my medical bills.
Underneath his T-shirt, this former patient, now defendant, shows us scars from what he describes as 4 open-heart surgeries and a liver transplant. His underlying conditions have racked up balances at multiple hospitals, which he says he cannot afford. So when Mary Rutan's bill came, he admits it was not paid.
Since I have been on my own insurance since I was 20, this is the first hospital that has ever sued.
Mary Rutan Hospital versus Kristen M. Miller.
On this particular Thursday,
Mary Rutan Hospital versus Michael Reich.
Cases filed with Mary Rutan Hospital added up to 27, more than 80% of the day's docket.
Mary Rutan Hospital versus Douglas E. Robb.
Only a handful of defendants or the hospital's patients.
Mary Rutan Hospital versus Lewis W. Pickering II.
Showed up.
I'm being sued for $1,700.
They are suing me for about $600.
$1,628.36.
Andy Stahl alerted ABC6 On Your Side about the massive amount of lawsuits after he received a court summons for services provided to his kids dating back to 2019. It was when his sons, now 18, 13, and 8, were ages 12, 6, and 2. He can't remember ever receiving a hospital bill.
That's what I even said that in court. I said, I don't remember this. It was so long ago.
Andy decided to fight in his case, questioning coding, timing, and tests ordered for an infant, even though his sons were older.
How long did this take you?
About a week.
A week to research and type up?
Yeah.
That's how angry you were.
Yeah.
Andy, a mental health therapist, lost his case anyway.
I feel like our healthcare system's broke, and the consumer and the patient are being left behind.
Representative Tim Barhorst represents the city of Bellefontaine at the Ohio State House. I'm showing him the litigation filed against his own constituents,
Which went up exponentially.
with a 300% jump in Bellefontaine Municipal Court small claims cases from 2023 to 2024. That's according to the Ohio Supreme Court.
Yeah, I mean, there's some activity there of trying to clean up their books or collect some money, so
I read him more complaints filed by constituents against Mary Rutan Hospital to the Ohio Attorney General.
There's no insight to any money owed to this hospital system until it gets sent to their internal collections department. Once you are dealing with the collections department, you are, her term, screwed.
They made claims of double billing, surprise billing, and failures to bill the insurance company.
But if these are surprise bills, is there a possibility this is illegal?
if any of these cases are outside of the timely filing law in Ohio, they're probably nullified.
Representative Barhorst tells me any hospital has up to 1 year to file a claim for a service provided in Ohio. But patients tell me
Mary Rutan Hospital versus Jessica Grayview.
they have no money for an attorney. So they just wanted to make sure they got your money.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's only $600. It's petty money, I think, but I guess if they need it, they need it.
Zach settled with Mary Rutan Hospital. So did this defendant, who will now try to pay $76 a month for the next 2 years.
They have agreed not to garnish at this moment.
But you don't know in the future.
But I don't know in the future.
And for the 80% who did not show up on this Thursday,
Mary Rattan Hospital versus Jennifer L. Godwin.
Default judgments to pay the outstanding debts plus court costs and interest of up to 8%. If not received,
Thus endeth the 130s.
All right.
the money could come out of patients' paychecks with garnishments of 25%.
Would this cause you pause to go to the hospital if you had something going on in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. It would make me want to wait even longer, or if the case got severe, I would try and go as far as possible from this city and this hospital here in this town.
Guys, this document is prompting police to call for a review of juvenile court. It's called a set-aside warrant, and it lifted the teen's arrest warrant out of an aggravated robbery last year. The only signature on it, the court magistrate. The lines for the Franklin County prosecutor or defense attorney are left blank. The court did not hand this over to me initially. I had to ask for it specifically.
You, come here.
Come here, now!
Dodging bullets
Shots fired!
for 3 minutes. In January, 4 Columbus police officers survived this shootout with a 17-year-old suspect.
I would love for them to sit down and tell their story, talk about what goes in their mind.
You move, I'll kill you!
The trauma they face when a violent offender is trying to kill them.
Police Union President Lieutenant Brian Steele demanded answers then.
Who is the judge who failed and allowed this juvenile back on the streets?
That question started our investigation. We found out this teen is likely eligible to be tried as an adult for an armed robbery that took place 5 months earlier. A case in which he could face anywhere from 3 to 27 years in prison.
Have to do more to stop it, and I get so outrageously offended that there's not more and more people calling this out.
To figure out what happened, I pulled the teen's paper trail of police reports and court orders. They showed his criminal record started when he was 10 years old. He's robbed people, stolen cars, and was caught illegally carrying a gun. He's run away from court-ordered treatment, leaving one group home in an Uber. But a document missing from the initial stack of all release orders I requested.
I got one of them at gunpoint now. Put your hands behind your back.
An arrest warrant from the August 2024 armed robbery that was set aside by juvenile court. The teen wasn't charged this day due to a delay in victim identification. The court released the teen when he was in custody in October and instructed him to come back for a hearing in November, which he did not do.
You rely on your training, you rely on your equipment, but do you also want to rely on the judicial system that they're keeping dangerous kids locked up?
I think the judicial system is failing us.
On the juvenile court website, the instructions and procedure for getting a warrant listed, turning yourself in and getting placed in a hearing, or have your attorney file a motion. If you come in with a parent, the court is to examine your warrant with a prosecutor and your attorney. However, no records I received indicated a motion was filed or a hearing was held. On the order itself, neither prosecuting or defense attorney signed the document. Their designated lines are blank. The only signature on the page, lead juvenile magistrate Chris Striefelt on behalf of juvenile court judge Elizabeth Gill.
Do the judges sign off on it? Are they reviewing it?
I asked juvenile court about the warrant set-aside order, if there was a hearing, and who was present. In an email, I was told the order was signed by a magistrate at the request of both prosecution and defense. However, prosecutor Shayla Favor denies this. Her spokesperson tells me our prosecutors were not aware at the time that the warrant was set aside. When the teen failed to show up to court weeks later, they made sure another warrant was issued. Juvenile court did not contact me back regarding this conflicting information.
Why in this system where we all work together are these surprises? And nobody was more surprised that that violent offender was turned on the street than the officers that took rounds from him.
And it was not until the shootout January 9th
You move, I'll kill you!
that the teen was finally locked up.
And there's no real signature, there's no approval. How did it get done? Why did it get done? And those are the answers I'm glad you're going to try to find out for us.